Cadê o psicólogo? Cadê o antropólogo? Cadê o homem da pesquisa com a estatística pra explicar essa cara?
Hi everybody, I've been thinking a lot recently about the reality of photography, and I've come to a conclusion. Whenever I'm out with my camera, I would say 70% of my photos fall into the average category, 20% are just terrible, and every now and again that remaining 10% are hits. So I'm going to talk you through some of the photos I've been taking recently in my local area. I'm going to explain which of those fall into those categories and why. So I really like this shot. It's got a nice balance with that giant inflatable asparagus on the left hand side. That's counterbalanced on the right by the lady that's about to enter this store. What I also like about this scene is that it creates its own contrast. The darkness of the store under the canopies there, and then the brightness obviously away from that. Again, edited with a more teal colour sky, and I made the most of the bright red canopies as well in the store. So I think altogether, this comes together really well, with lots of different colour combinations and a nice balance as well. And I think having that customer on the right hand side just elevates this shot to the next level as well. Photo definitely falls into the okay category. This was on a different day. It was grey and overcast, and what I wanted just to capture here is this small park that's in a residential area, and because I was there quite early in the morning, there was no one really around, so I like the tranquility that this photo gives. You can imagine the types of people that would be sitting on those benches because I managed to capture a house in the centre here. Now, it's not a spectacular image, the light was completely flat, but it is a nice shot. It falls into that kind of average photo, but it still gives me pleasure when I look at it. So I really don't know what I was thinking about with this shot. Something must have caught my eye, but having got it back into Lightroom and processed it, it's just a bad photograph. It is way too busy, far too much going on. I mean, there are some good points, quite like the way that the aerial on the roof, the vertical matches the washing line that's there, but yeah, it's a bad photo.
Walk away, didn't say goodbye to.
So in my opinion, this is one of my hits. I really like this shot. The brightness of the yellow house, plus the shadows as well, adding some nice contrast. As you can see, I edited the sky to have a more teal colour, but I really like the way that this comes together. The small gate at the entrance as well, and just the curvature of the road. All in all, I think I'm very happy with this shot. The colours work really well. And it's just one of those shots that I just found in one of my local streets. Very fortunate enough to have occasional houses that have some nice bold colours with them.
In our cheap embrace, I watch our dirty tears.
Now for me, this is a great example of an average shot, but actually capturing what was going on in my local area. So I can't remember which day this was on, but I was just walking through, again, a very residential area, and I just thought, well, this is a completely random place to have a table and a jug on it. Now, it's quite common in Germany for people to put these things out as giveaways so that people can drive past and take it. but I just took it really to document. I do, however, like the fact that there is a magnolia tree in the background and some other splashes of colour in the shot as well. And I deliberately made sure that the table was on the left-hand side of the frame, but it is balanced out by the other elements in the shot, I think. Now, for those of you who have followed my channel for a significant period of time, you know that I like minimalism. Now, this shot I actually really enjoy. Just making use of the colours. I really like the orange colour of the building here, the shapes of the building with the curved element on the left hand side followed by the straighter element obviously on the right. Again, editing the sky for a more teal colour, and I just really enjoy also that there's a very small wispy cloud just on the top left of the photo, which I think adds such an extra element on it. But this shot is all about the colours, all about the angles, and all about the lines. So this is a photo that I'm not quite sure about, to be honest, in terms of which category it fits into. Definitely average. Whether I think it's any better than that, I'm not so sure. I wanted to capture on this lake the remnants of a pier that used to go out into this lake. I think the fishermen used to use it. And I was lucky enough also to have a goose in the shot. Now, I wanted to balance the shot, so you have the stumps of the former pier more on the right hand side and get the goose top left. Now, in the editing, I decided to knock back the colours. I wanted something that looked a little bit more painterly, particularly because of the reflections in the water, and I'm quite happy with the way that it's come out from an edit perspective. But as I said, I'm not quite sure which category I would put this photo in. So this is one of those average shots again. I was walking past the tram station, but I quite liked this shot to capture the lady reading the newspaper, and I think the fact that she is reading a printed newspaper really adds to this. And in the editing, I really wanted to make sure that I went for a very strong green and red combination on this. But as I said, overall, it's an average shot. There's nothing spectacular here.
Carência mística. A mãe não te deu colo. Qual foi o trauma de infância? Houve uma maldição na sua geração.
So this is a completely random shot. It's a great example of an average photo that documents the area. Now, this garden here is not actually attached to the house you can see in the background. There's actually a fence that borders the two, and there was no visible sign of life behind this garden. And it seemed like just such a strange place to put a lamppost with this yellow bird box behind. I do, however, like the fact that the vertical of the lamppost is mirrored by the vertical tree on the left-hand side. Another average shot, but what I really enjoyed about this were the textures of the two different plants and also the colours as well, which I really managed to pull out in editing. Now, as you can see, completely flat light, but actually for this type of shot, flat light I find works so much better. Firstly, because of the colours that you get. The leaves were also slightly wet, so if it is sunny with wet leaves, you also can get some reflection, which can really detract from the shot. Now, in truth, we shouldn't worry too much about the quality of the photography. Every time we go out, we are documenting the day, we're documenting the area, and of course, we are creating memories. Plus, every photo is practice. And the more we practice, it means that when those infrequent great opportunities come, we'll be absolutely ready for them.